on ABC 7 and get your hometown call with Chuck, Bill, and Steve starting tonight at 7 on the home of the Bulls, ESPN 1000.
The home of the Bulls is also the home of Cap and Company with David Kaplan. We are live from the Mazda State Street Studio on WMVP Chicago.
The following program is a paid advertisement. The views reflected on this show are not necessarily the views of ESPN 1000.
106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Oh, let's push the button. You heard the boys. Let's hit it. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's hear that rooster. That's what I like, a good, clear tone. Good rooster. There you go. That's for my little buddy in Orland who's listening to the show. Gotta love that little kid. He's a good kid. I like that. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Chauncey's Great Outdoors on ESPN Radio. And we are in Sport Show season. Da, 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 da. Yes, we're at the Great Chicago Outdoor Sports Show in Rosemont, which we're having way too much fun at. And then we're also next week going to be at the Outdoor Show in Schaumburg, Chicagoland Fishing Tackle Travel Expo. So we've got 2 weeks of great planning going on here, all kinds of neat stuff. And it's for you. That's right. The show is for you. But first things first, we have to say thank you to our sponsors. And our sponsors are, you know who they are, Bass Pro Shops, all three stores, Waterworks Marine, Paul's Pizza in Westchester, the new Midwest Outdoors magazine, the Chicagoland Outdoor Sports Show in Rosemont, our friends over at the Chicagoland Fishing, Travel, and Outdoor Expo in Schaumburg, the Tinley Park Outdoor Show, Yellowbird, and which also we are now the official station for Shimano High School fishing teams. Yeah, we're going to be talking about high school fishing teams, all kinds of stuff. Things are going great with them. We've got tournaments next week, casting tournaments at the Schaumburg Show. We got lots of stuff to talk about, as well as both shows that are going on in the next 2 weeks here in the Chicagoland area. But, and I do mean but, this is your station. That's right. That means you pick up the phone and dial 1-312-332-3776. That's 1-312-332-3776. And get on the show. You can win a couple tickets to either the show in Rosemont, the Chicagoland Outdoor Show, Outdoor Sports and Show in Rosemont, or you can win tickets for the Schaumburg Show, or you can win tickets for the Tinley Park Show, or you could just have fun. That's a good thing. I like that. We got Mr. Chris Black back in the studio, in the control room there. I can't see him, but I think he's going to give me a thumbs up on my audio if he listening to it or not.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. And we got lots of stuff we're going to be talking about fishing, but you know what? We got some cool guests coming on today. I mean, we got big time. Captain Tony. Yes. Boy, do I have to thank Captain Tony. Let me tell you when I get him on the line. Him and Bob Wilson. Pat Harrison. Pat Harrison Outdoors, guy who runs a charters and guide service on the Illinois River and many other lakes and streams in the area. He's going to be on today's show. And good friend of the show. You've heard him numerous times. You've heard his mother on my show. You've heard his wife on my show. You've heard no, you haven't heard his children. We'll have to get his children on the show. But you haven't heard his children on the show. Mr. Mike Iaconelli. Yeah. Ooh. Round of applause for Mike Iaconelli. That's going to be cool. So I'm looking forward to his conversation. But, I mean, there is just a lot of stuff for you to go over today. And this is what we're going to try to do. I mean, there's tons and tons of stuff that I want to make sure. Also today at the show in Rosemont, the Chicagoland Outdoor Sports Show in Rosemont, we've got the director of the DNR will be there at 10 o'clock at the Illinois Conservation Foundation booth. So I want you all to go over there, see him, shake his hands. You know, you can talk to him, ask him, nice questions. Don't say, how come, if I walk 30 feet off the road or something like that, I'm going to get a ticket. No, don't ask him questions like that. Talk to him about questions that, are good, solid questions. If it's a law question, ask a lawyer. Okay, not a lawyer, but ask a conservation officer, which are right around the corner, by the way. So it's lots of stuff there you're going to see. But I'm looking forward. It's going to be a good time at the show. We've got the Chicago Herpetological Society. The Chicago Herpetological Society. That's a lovely word. And they're at the booth with us at the show. They'll also be with us at the show next week in Schaumburg. But these are all the creepy, crawly, cute, cuddly things. I'll let you put your comma wherever you want to put it on that one. Snakes and lizards and tortoises for kids to sit and play with and look at. There's lots of stuff for them to do and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that. But we're gonna have a good time today. We've got a lot of activity going on. And once again, we're going to be looking for your phone calls at 1-312-332-3776. That's 1-312-332-3776 for you to be part of the show. Now, I've got to throw this out here before I go to our first break. This just might be the best job for one of my buddies. My good buddy Jim Phillips absolutely loves lighthouses, okay? In Michigan, the Sable Point Lighthouse Keepers Association are looking for volunteers to serve as lighthouse keepers at 2 of their iconic Lake Michigan lighthouses. Now, that sounds pretty cool. The Ludington-based association preserves and promotes the lighthouses in total, but only has openings as 2 of the historic towers, the Little Sable Point in Silver Lake State Park and Ludington North Breakwater Light. So you can go there by serving a week tour at the lighthouse between May and October. You volunteer, you do tours, you probably got to pick up trash. But Jimmy would have his ultimate job. Well, it might be your ultimate job. I think this is a pretty cool thing. Get to sit in a lighthouse, watch the storms come at you, make sure the beacon's going so those big 3-masted schooners don't get knocked on the rocks. Yeah, I love it. And this has got to be, I wish, oh, I got a sneeze coming out. No, excuse me. This has got to be the best line for payment. No wages are given for working at the lighthouse. Instead, volunteers are paid in sunsets. Now, how is that a line for you? Hey, Chris, next time you see the boss and you want a raise, tell him you want to get paid in sunsets. Is that a good one or not? He's not going to answer on that one. But that's pretty cool. I think they get paid in sunsets. Can't go wrong with that. Be a lighthouse keeper in Western Michigan. Love that. Hey, tell you what, you're listening to Chauncey on Chauncey's Great Outdoors. You know us. We know the outdoors.
It's a sport fishing spectacular in Schaumburg.
1 minute.
The 4th annual Chicagoland Fishing Travel and Outdoor Expo is Thursday,
When I'm
January
screening
28th
calls,
through
I
Sunday,
can't-
January
I can't hear
31st
what you're
at the
saying.
Schaumburg Convention Center. Chicagoland's ultimate fishing event is back with hundreds of fishing and travel exhibits, including many of the major tackle manufacturers with their latest gear for sale at the show. Book your next trip with local guides or lodges and resorts from around the globe. Learn from pros Mike Iaconelli, Brandon Polinack, Jim Sarek, Joe Bucher, Tommy Scarless, and many more. Compare and buy 2016 fishing boats, all at sports show pricing. Enter daily giveaways for thousands of dollars worth of fishing gear and trip. Demo rods and reels. Learn to fly cast or tie flies. There's free parking and fishing fun for all ages in Schaumburg. From bass to walleye, pike to perch, muskies to salmon, it's all at Chicagoland's Ultimate Fishing and Travel Expo, running Thursday through Sunday, January 28th through the 31st at the Schaumburg Convention Center. Visit sportshows.com for tickets and more info. Don't miss it.
Want that Canadian feel without the hassle of crossing the border? Then Minnesota's Lake Vermilion Lodge is the perfect place to plan your next trip. Stay on 40,000-acre lake with 1,200 miles of shoreline, 365 islands, large and small, and it's less than 9 hours from most anywhere in the Midwest. Vermilion Dam Lodge has fishermen and family-friendly lodging that will have you returning for years. There's plenty of walleye, muskie, bass, and pike all waiting for you. For more information on Lake Vermilion Dam Lodge and their fall walleye school, that's important, go to VDL.com or call them at 800-325-5780 or stop by their booth at the Chicagoland Fishing, Travel, and Outdoor Expo in Schaumburg Convention Center, January 28th through the 31st, booth number 830, and tell them Chauncey sent you. Our friends at Waterworks Marine Group, Chicagoland's #1 marine dealer, has once again received the Mercury Marine prestigious Customer Satisfaction Index Award. Less than 80 of 4,000 dealers across the country receive this award, making Waterworks Marine your one store for service and all your boating needs. And when you go there, tell them Chauncey sent you. Visit Waterworks Marine Group online at waterworks, that's with an E.com, or visit them at 18660 South Cicero Avenue in Country Club Hills, or call them at 708-798-9700. Now this is exciting. The G. Loomis E6X Walleye Rod is here and making its public debut at the G. Loomis booth number 537 at the Chicagoland Fishing Tackle Expo in Schaumburg, Illinois. This rod is handcrafted in America, and you'll find a wide range of actions for all your walleye fishing techniques. But when you hold it, it feels like it belongs in your hand. So check it out, the hottest new fishing rod on the market at G. Loomis E6X Walleye Rod at booth 537 at the Chicagoland Fishing Tackle Expo in Schaumburg, Illinois.
Come to Bass Pro Shops for their real blowout sale going on now on selected brands through January 31st. There are still unbelievable prices in every department to make your outdoor dollar go farther. You can save up to 50% on ice fishing gear and from 25 to 50% off on their end of the season clearance sale in the apparel section. So come to Bass Pro Shops in Portage, Indiana, Gurney Mills, and Bolingbrook, Illinois. Bass Pro Shops, it's where your next outdoor adventure begins. Indoors at Bass Pro.
Paul's Pizza and Hot Dogs on 31st and Wolf Road in Westchester is the home of the largest and best Italian beef you'll find in the Chicagoland area. With a full menu of charbroiled sandwiches, pasta, Italian favorites, and more, you'll know why people throughout the suburbs and Chicago will drive to Paul's for a true Chicago-style Italian beef. But Paul's Pizza and Hot Dogs on 31st and Wolf Road in Westchester also has a catering menu of Italian favorites like eggplant parmesan, salads, manicotti, chicken Vesuvio, marsala, and more. To make your next party special, call Paul's for catering at 708-531-9080. That's 708-531-9080. So stop on out to Paul's Pizza and Hot Dogs in Westchester on 31st and Wolf Road and taste what a true Chicago tradition is like.
It's Chauncey's Great Outdoors on ESPN 1000 and ESPNChicago.com.
I like a catfish in the river, like a flounder in the sea. When the rapture comes along, she always makes a fool of me. I go,
Hey everybody, welcome back to Chauncey's Great Outdoors. And boy, we're having fun today, let me tell you. Woo-woo! Sports show season! Can't go wrong with that. But let's talk a little bit of fishing. You know, that's how I say it down south, fishing. And first of all, over at Delavan, one of my little favorite haunts to the north of us here, as they say, action is really good on the west end for bluegill and crappie, about anywhere between 10 and 30 feet of water. Mid-Lake South shoreline has been one of your better spots for walleye, if you want to check it out right now. Pike action has been good on Como. Go with the good size, just a big minnow. That's really what I like. Something that's going to move around, say, come here and eat me, That'd be a cool thing. And watch those tip-up flags. They'll pop when those pike grab them and run. You got to be careful of that. Up on the chain of lakes, our buddy at Triangle Sports, Greg Dixon, told me this morning that, Chauncey, it's happening. We got ice, we got fish, we got fishermen. I love that. That's a great way to put it. Some of the best spots have been Pistaki Bay, and in the channel, south end of the channel for action. Bluegill is pretty much most of it. Some crappie action. And believe it or not, some guys are getting catfish. A little sneak what I've seen guys do for catfish is they'll take a potato and they'll sliver it real thin and let those fall to the bottom. And that way you could see if there's anything on the bottom swimming like a catfish when they're looking in the hole. So that's a pretty slick trick that I've learned from one of the, I can't say old guys because the guy's probably, he was younger than me when he told me that trick. I had to think about that for a second, how I'm going to get out of that one, not sound too bad. So you got to watch out for that. Our friends over at Henry's Sports, the Palmisano boys and the whole crew there, they're telling me yesterday that perch. Most of the harbors are getting close to about 3 inches of ice right now, which is something we all want to see. But any ice you get on, you have to check it for safety. You have to. I don't care if you see cars driving on it. Always check it for safety. If you want to call me Chicken, it's Mr. Chicken, okay? They're also seeing some ice is further south. Good perching is going inside the harbors, especially at DuSable. DuSable had some decent action. And remember, those pier passes, if you want to get out on the piers and try fishing, you can pick those up at Henry's Sports on 30. I think it's 3130 South Canal. Basically, go to Canal Street and 31st, go south. You're going to run into it it's going to be on the right-hand side. We're seeing a lot of action going on further up north. Snowshoeing, cross-country skiing in Eagle River, as well as some good ice fishing, which I love to see that action going on up there. And we've got our fishing report from my good grandson, Aiden. Here it goes. As I tell everyone every week, the first time I look at it is when I'm speaking to you. Papa, miss you coming up here next week. Okay. Miss you come... His grandmother's going to teach him English when she gets up there. It's that retired teacher thing. We've got a bunch of snow. I had fun making snow angels, but in the Kalamazoo River, the steelhead anglers were getting some fish up near Allegan Dam. Nice fish. I saw pictures of them. By my house in Grand Rapids, those guys are trying to find steelhead, but they're only getting fair numbers. It's been cold, and they've been out there. Don't they know that it's cold? Oh, God, I love this kid. What was the other one he wrote here? Smaller ponds have lots of fishermen and lots of bluegills being taken. Ice is very strong. See you soon. Love, Aiden. Gotta love that kid. Got to love that kid. Oh, a couple of other things I wanted to make sure we got open here. Speaking of West Michigan, there's a new exhibit called The Grand Fish. The Grand River opens on Saturday in the Grand Rapids Public Museum, where you can get close to a sturgeon. If this was a Marx Brother movie, we'd be saying a sturgeon. It's a doctor that cuts you open. No, sturgeon, it's a fish. But so that's a pretty cool thing. The whole program where you can get close to them, and there's 24 lake sturgeon populations as distinguished by major watersheds. That's really cool. So you can if you live anywhere in the Grand Rapids area, definitely go check that out because it's going to be something that you're going to learn about and enjoy. Deer hunters. Oh, good. Yeah, me with my no deer this year. Okay. Hunters in Illinois harvested a preliminary 155,131 deer during the 15-16 season. Okay. I'm glad everybody was able to harvest a deer but Chauncey this year. But that's cool. I still had fun deer hunting. It's not so much harvesting the deer. It's the fun, the camaraderie, the back straps and the venison chops and scalloped potatoes. That's only an extra. I'm going to cry. Okay. But in our youth deer hunting area, they harvested 2,841 deer during the 2015 season, which is up from 2,770 in the 2014. So congratulations. Sounds like we had an excellent deer season, though. Hunters took 46% does and 54% bucks this year. So that's a good run. And as I mentioned earlier, please don't forget the director for the Illinois Department of Natural Resources will be at the Illinois Conservation Foundation booth at the Chicagoland Outdoor Sports Show in Rosemont today, starting at 10 o'clock for a couple of hours. Meet him, talk to him, get a little selfie with the guy. He's a really nice guy. He really is. Talk the great outdoors. He loves hunting. He loves fishing. He loves getting in the great outdoors, and you can't go wrong with anybody like that. That's right across from the Grant Rod booth there at the show. So if you look for the booth with all the fishing rods sticking up, well lit up, you'll find the Illinois Conservation booth. And then I'm right behind that booth. So it's really to find everybody at that show. It'll be a good time. Did that. I'm going to grab a quick phone call here. Let's go on to Ray from Woodstock. Ray, how are you?
Ray's here. How you doing, Chauncey?
Having fun, buddy. What's happening?
Hey, just checking on you. This is the Dip Man. You know the Dip Man from the RV show and the boat show?
Yes.
Yes. Hey, just checking to see if you knew the best way to stay warm on those cold, frozen lakes that I'm going to be ice fishing on.
The best way to stay warm?
Yeah.
you need to be in some kind of a hut, and I don't care if you're in a one of the little ones that you pull out then you pull up over yourself. I've seen the ones where guys have pulled out the blinds that they use for deer hunting and expand them out there. You just need to make sure you're in a blind to get out of the wind. And the best thing to do is get one of those little propane heaters and keep those doors and windows shut. And you'll be surprised how warm that little area will be. And you definitely will start, the more time you spend in the blind, the more fish you're going to throw on the ice. That's the key.
That's it. You got to stay warm and comfortable. If you're freezing, it's no fun at all.
No. And I mean, if always go with layers and some kind of warm boots and stuff like that. If you feel that your boots are conducting cold through them, like you're not wearing a Sorel or a heavy bottom boot, I always bring I used to bring out a little piece of wood that I would put under my feet and just put that between me and the ice, so that cold contact.
Yeah, maybe some of that cardboard too.
Cardboard would work well. Just a layer between you and the ice is going to make it better. And I've got to tell people, I have one of those 100-mile-an-hour Bass Pro Shop rain suits.
Yes.
And I've put that over just, when I'm wearing multiple layers, your flannels, your long johns, your 2 pairs of socks. But then over all of that, I put on that 100-mile-an-hour rain suit, and I never felt an ounce of cold.
Gotcha. I've got the Cabela's brand. But,
yeah, right. Same one.
Is it true that Cabela's and Bass Pro are going to join forces?
No, it's not. If it happens, I will be completely surprised. And people that I've spoken to said no.
Okay.
Because I asked the question pretty hard, and I was told no.
Yeah, that rumor's flying around, and everybody's telling me, and I'm going, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. Would Bass Pro like to pick up some stores that are in states that they don't have any? Oh, yeah, probably. But they are not interested in buying Cabela's. Not at this present game. All right, my friend. A couple of tickets to one of the shows. Are you interested in?
Yeah. They not Schaumburg store.
The Schaumburg show? Okay, the Chicagoland Fishing, Travel, and Outdoor Expo next week, starting next Thursday in Schaumburg.
Got it.
All right. Don't go away. We'll get all your information from you, okay?
Thanks. Have a great day.
Hold on. Yep, and we're going to be this week and today and tomorrow at the Chicagoland Outdoor Sports Show in Rosemont, acting up and having some fun with Captain Tony and Bob Wilson and everybody else in our booth, Chicago Herb Society. So it'll be a good time. Lots of fun. Hey, you're listening to Chauncey on Chauncey's Great Outdoors. You know us. We know the outdoors.
The Chicagoland Outdoor Show at the Rosemont Convention Center is back and better than ever, January 20th through the 24th. It's the great outdoors indoors. Need to book a trip, get some new gear, or talk fishing and hunting? This is the place. Check out the new Tackle Time Pavilion, featuring Grant Rods, Guides, Choice Pro Shops, plus many more.
You're not doing
Visit
a read
the
here,
Rosemont
right?
Boat and RV Pavilion, sponsored by General RV Center.
Yeah, your
And
audio
addition
sounds
includes the Chicagoland
perfectly
Gun
normal
Show,
on
Fire
YouTube.
and Ice Expo, and the new Chicago Hot Sauce Expo. Buy your tickets online at chicagosportshow.com to save January 20th through the 24th in Rosemont. Don't miss it.
Hello, everyone. This is Chauncey, your host of Chauncey's Great Outdoors Radio, and I want to tell you about a fantastic new magazine for fishermen and hunters right here in Illinois. It's called Midwest Outdoors. No, I'm not going crazy. Midwest Outdoors has been here, but this is the new Midwest Outdoors. It's better than ever, and it's jam-packed with new features, great information on fishing and hunting that you can use. Whether you want to know where to go, what to use, how to use it, or just plain enjoy the outdoors, the new Midwest Outdoors is worth a look. Every issue has great articles from your favorite professional outdoorsmen, and this month's marked map will get you on the fish on your favorite lake. Midwest Outdoors is available at leading newsstands, or you can have it delivered to your home for only $14.95 for 12 issues. You can sign up online at MidwestOutdoors.com or call them at 800-606-3474. All major credit cards accepted. That's MidwestOutdoors.com or call 800-606-3474. The new Midwest Outdoors magazine and television show, helping you enjoy the outdoors.
HookandHuntTV.com is an exciting all-internet show. Sign up for their free weekly newsletter and join host Jim Crowley as he covers everything that goes bang and or splash. Get hooked on the hunt at HookandHuntTV.com.
The Ren Lake Resort is truly a little bit of heaven at exit 77, just off Interstate 57, and has been totally upgraded and remodeled. From new furniture, linens, flat screen TVs, to the most comfortable beds that will make you feel like you're sleeping on a cloud and more. The Ren Lake Resort is the only resort on Ren Lake, and you're only minutes away from being on the water, right there from your room. But you can also go hiking, biking, golf, and more. And it's also the gateway to the Southern Illinois wine trails. So make your plans and come to Ren Lake Resort, the only resort on Ren Lake. Call them at 618-629-2211 or go to renlakeresort.com. Illinois, mile after magnificent mile.
Make Yellowbird Fishing Products your one stop at the Chicagoland Fishing, Travel, and Outdoor
That's
Expo
ready.
in
When
Schaumburg,
do you want me to
Illinois,
call
January 20th
Tony?
through the 31st for all your open water fishing needs at special prices. From walleye, pike, muskie, perch, trout, and salmon, Yellowbird products have been catching fish for 87 years, with anglers putting on a Yellowbird product before their first cast. Stop by their booth, number 200 at the Schaumburg Show, for the great lures at great prices, and tell them Chauncey sent you.
It's Chauncey's Great Outdoors on ESPN 1000 and ESPNChicago.com.
Yeah, baby, let's get that electric guitar working. Welcome back to Chauncey's Great Outdoors. On the line with me, the man who's doing a seminar up on the Hawk Trough today, and I think he's doing one on the main stage, Mr. Pat Harrison. How are you?
Hello, Chauncey. How you doing?
Too much coffee already.
Well, glad to hear you're feeling better, though.
Oh, yeah. No, nobody needs to go with that one. Woo! Hey, now you're at the show, at the Great Outdoor Show that's going on, the Chicagoland Outdoor Sports Show in Rosemont. And are you doing a seminar up in the Hog Trough today?
Actually, I've got two of them on the Hog Trough today, and I'm going to get there a little early and get up on it and get used to it so I don't turn green again. So
hey, tap into the best of us. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Now, are you doing one on the floor or no?
Yes, I am.
What time are they all going on?
Actually, I got the paper right here. If you give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'm going to be Hog Trough is 1:15 and 4:15.
Okay.
And then my seminar today is at 11 o'clock.
All right, cool.
And
now,
it's about fishing the Chicago area.
That's what I was just going to talk about. You are a guide fishing the Chicago area that a lot of people don't realize what good fishing we have in our own backyard.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, tell people what you've done it on the Chicago River, which is bizarre when you're sitting there fishing for crappies and bass and stuff, right?
Oh, absolutely. Crappie, bass, largemouth, smallmouth bass, crappie. We've got a few bluegill now. We've got a couple brown trout in there. Brown trout don't come in as much, but up in the main river when you're fishing there, you got the water taxis going back and forth past you and everything. It's pretty interesting between the boats and the scenery and stuff. So.
Now, what are some of the other areas that you do guiding on in this area, in the Chicagoland area?
I pretty much guide along the shores and stuff. I'll go up to Waukegan and stuff like that and fish out of there too. But otherwise, I hit some of the Illinois River. I run the Chicago River all the way to the Calumet, and I can run back down the Calumet or up the Des Plaines. And if it's a calm enough day, I'll go up to Calumet and I'll walk through the O'Brien Locks and come back down the lakefront. So I mean, there's some incredible fishing within 50 miles of almost anybody's house in the Chicagoland area if they just look on some maps a little bit.
And you are, Pat, you are exactly saying, when I started my outdoor life, as I tell people, I told my wife what I wanted to do many years ago, and she said, okay. And I drew a circle on a map every half hour from my house, and I only went out 3 hours. And do you know I still have not gotten to all those places to fish?
Oh, absolutely. And there's some stuff that you come across, some of these little retention ponds and stuff that are jam-packed with fish that nobody's touched them.
No, yeah, the fish are like, what is this? I guess I'm supposed to eat it. Boom, 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 Yep. That's one of the cool things. When you've got somebody, and I've got to know, because you're on the Chicago River, you're downtown. What do people say when they're fishing? Do they forget about fishing?
It's what I found out down there. My niche is pretty much now it's husband and wife, or father and son and stuff like that. Once in a while, it's two fishing buddies, but otherwise, it's one that kind of wants to see what's around, and the other one that wants to fish, and they're all having a good time. I mean, when you're at the base of Trump Towers and you hook a 3.5-pound smallmouth, okay, it's a little bit different scenery than you've ever seen before in pictures when you're fishing. So it's become a lot of fun. I enjoy it as much as the people. And when I take people out, I don't fish. I tell them show them the technique I want them to use, and I just run the boat. So
that is so cool. Now, do you get does the crowd on the shore cheer?
Oh yeah, the tour boats as are going by. If somebody hooks a fish, like we're fishing a bridge piling and they hook a fish, people stand up and clap and take pictures and everything else. And it's kind of. And, like even talking at the shows now, people say, you're catching fish on the Chicago River. What people don't realize is the first 2.5 miles of the Chicago River from the locks down to Wolf Point by the Sun-Times building where the North Branch comes in, that's like fishing Lake Michigan.
It is.
All that water there is influx from Lake Michigan. It's 14 to 18 feet deep, and it's pretty much virtually crystal clear. So it's an excellent fishery. It's something that... I talk about it on the radio, and all of a sudden I'm going to see more boats out there, but I actually don't mind it because there is enough for everybody, and it's just such different fishing that people are just blown away. I had people last year from 17 different states come and fish with me.
Oh.
So, and it's people that they live in like Dakotas and stuff like that, and Arkansas and stuff, and they don't have a big smallmouth population, so they come to Chicago for business, and if they Google PatHarrisonOutdoors.com or fishing the Chicago River, PatHarrisonOutdoors.com comes up right away. So I'm doing pretty well with it.
I am going to hook you up with a friend of mine who runs the Greater North Michigan Avenue Chamber of Commerce, and we're going to get some people from all over the world to start fishing with you on Chicago River. Okay?
Oh, would that be cool?
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to talk about that later when I come to the show this morning.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a busy day at the show, I would think, today with seminars and the Fire and Ice and the gun shows all opening up and the barbecue, the hot sauce show, as well as the outdoor shows. So it should be a pretty hopping place today, I would hope.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, too. It wasn't too bad last night. I mean, it was. It's typical of how the show goes, but Saturdays and Sundays are usually really good there. So.
Okay. When you're fishing, out on the lake, what kind of gear are you pretty much going with?
Actually, I'm sponsored by Grant Rods, so I use Grant Rods. I use wave spin reels, and I spool them with 10-pound braid, 10-pound fluorocarbon. I'm throwing like a jig and a creature bait, or a little bit of wacky worm. Sometimes we're drop shotting. Okay, it depends. If I lock out, I'll pull flicker shads, and when I pull flicker shads out on the lake, I get a chance of getting some brown trout, some salmon. So it's pretty diverse. It's a lot of fun.
That's very good. Hey, if somebody wants, what's your booth number at the show?
627.
And they can come in, they can check out one of these reels and rods and all that stuff and talk to you about fishing and set up a charter with you. If somebody wants to call you, Pat, what's the best way to do it?
847-980-4640.
Okay, repeat that for me. I'm a little bit slow.
847-980-4640.
Sounds good to me, Pat. Tell you what, I'll see you in a couple of hours at the show, okay, my friend?
Okay, and one quick thing.
Yes, sir.
I'm giving 20% discount if people book at the show.
Woo!
Okay.
20% discount if you book at the show. I'll be booking with you today. Trust me, my friend. All right,
see you
take
this
care.
Afternoon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Pat Harrison Outdoors. See him at the show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, is he on the line with us? Are you there, Captain Tony?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Chauncey.
All right. This is a gentleman, him and Bob Wilson, I've got to tell everybody in the world I have to say thank you for, because about 2.5 days ago, I caught my first show bug of the year, and it put me down hard. And Captain Tony and Bob Wilson have stepped up, and they were taking care of my booth, talking to people and everything. Tony, thank you. And Bob,
no problem.
Thank you. You guys, I want to say that publicly, loudly, thank you, because I could have never, ever walked in that door. Never.
Well, we wanted you to stay home because we didn't want to get sick.
Yeah. Tony, I mean, you're at the show helping me out, but you've also got some photos and stuff and things with Diamond Ghost there, don't you?
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, the spring coho runs just around the corner. Before you know it, we'll be out on that big pond pounding them delicious cohos.
Oh. And honestly, they are so good in the spring.
Oh, yeah, nice cold water fish, consistent in their color and their flavor. Oh, they're great eating fish.
I will never forget probably one of the very first times, and this week Captain Tony and I lost a very, very, very dear friend, Doc Schofield, who used to run the Bensonville Animal Hospital. He passed away. And we would go out with, Doc, and first fish we catch, we'd gut it. He'd pop the heart, chew the heart up, and then he would slice those fillets paper thin. I mean, you could see through them. And then we mix it in with all kinds of citrus and make a ceviche. And, an hour later, we're eating ceviche,
Right on the boat. Yeah, he was a great guy. Oh. Yeah, he's the best.
God.
I can't forget them days,
No. The only thing is what we now have to do, and I say this every time, we do lose somebody, it's now our responsibility to find somebody younger to drag along with us so they can have as much fun.
Right, exactly.
Just as much fun. Now, I think we're looking forward to a pretty good coho season, as you mentioned.
Oh, yeah, cohos, the numbers should be up really good. I think they were predicting we're going to see a lot of rainbows, so that's a good start to the year.
Oh, it is. And, once again, Captain Tony's at my booth, Chauncey's Great Outdoors booth at the Chicagoland Outdoor Sports Show in Rosemont. So please stop over there and talk to him and, talk to me, talk to the Herp guys over there, Chicago Herpetological Center, because they got a big show coming up in April. It's a fun spot to be, and just a lot of camaraderie. I hear more fishing stories in 10 minutes there than I hear in, a week on the air. So it's really a good time. But the thing is, people need to now book now. Don't wait till May to book. You need to book now.
Yeah, you need to get them reservations in advance if you want that weekend. Weekends usually go pretty fast. Then weekdays, follow that. But, yeah, everyone wants that special weekend. And the guys have been out already. They've been hopping on the bandwagon and making a reservation. So all it takes is a quick phone call to lock your date in.
And what number do they call?
Call the office, 847-838-2037. Someone will answer the phone. If someone's busy, just leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
And somebody will call you back. Well,
That's
Captain
right.
Tony, I will see you about 10 o'clock-ish, okay, my friend?
Okay, we'll see you at the show. Hey, good fishing, everybody.
Good fishing. That's Captain Tony from Diamond Ghost. Him and Bob Wilson, really, I owe them big time. They really jumped in for me because I came down with the show bug, as everyone called you get something at a show on earlier this week, and it put me down pretty hard. But I tell you what, we're going to take a little of a break. When we come back, we're going to be talking to our good buddy, Mr. Mike Iaconelli. That's right. You're listening to Chauncey on Chauncey's Great Outdoors. You know us. We know the outdoors. Hey, that G. Loomis E6X walleye rod is here and making its public debut at the G. Loomis booth number 537 at the Chicagoland Fishing Tackle Expo in Schaumburg, Illinois. The rod is handcrafted in America. That's right, made here in America, and you will find a wide range of actions for all your walleye fishing techniques. But when you hold it, it feels like it belongs in your hand. That's true. So check out the hottest new fishing rod on the market, the G. Loomis E6X walleye rod at booth 537 at the Chicagoland Fishing Tackle and Expo in Schaumburg, Illinois next weekend. The Waterworks Marine Group is Chicagoland's #1 marine dealer and has once again received the Mercury Marine prestigious Customer Satisfaction Index Award. Less than 80 dealers out of 4,000 across the country receive this award, making Waterworks Marine your one store for all service on all your boating needs. And when you get there, make sure you tell them Chauncey sent me. Visit Waterworks Marine Group online at waterworkswithane.com or visit them at 18660 South Cicero Avenue in Country Club Hills, or give them a call at 708-798-9700. And if you're looking for that Canadian feel without the hassle of crossing the border, then Minnesota's Lake Vermilion Dam Lodge is the perfect place to plan your next trip. You're going to stay on 40,000-acre lake with 1,200 miles of shoreline, 365 islands, large and small, and it's less than 9 hours from anywhere in the Midwest. Lake Vermilion Dam Lodge has fisherman and family-friendly lodging that will have you coming back year after year after year. So with plenty of walleye, muskie, bass, pike, they're all waiting for you. They got your name on you. So for more information on Lake Vermilion Dam Lodge and their fall, very important walleye school with electronics and more, go to VDL.com or call them at 800-325-5780 or stop by their booth at the Chicagoland Fishing, Travel, and Outdoor Expo at the Schaumburg Convention Center, January 28th through the 31st, booth 830, and tell them I sent you.
It's a sport fishing spectacular in Schaumburg. The 4th annual Chicagoland Fishing, Travel, and Outdoor Expo is Thursday, January 28th through Sunday, January 31st at the Schaumburg Convention Center. Chicagoland's ultimate fishing event is back with hundreds of fishing and travel exhibits, including many of the major tackle manufacturers with their latest gear for sale at the show. Book your next trip with local guides or lodges and resorts from around the globe. Learn from pros Mike Iaconelli, Brandon Polinack, Jim Sarek, Joe Bucher, Tommy Scarless, and many more. Compare and buy 2016 fishing boats, all at sports show pricing. Enter daily giveaways for thousands of dollars worth of fishing gear and trip. Demo rods and reels. Learn to fly cast or tie flies. There's free parking and fishing fun for all ages in Schaumburg. From bass to walleye, pike to perch, muskies to salmon, it's all at Chicagoland's Ultimate Fishing and Travel Expo, running Thursday through Sunday, January 28th through the 31st at the Schaumburg Convention Center. Visit sportshows.com for tickets and more info. Don't miss it.
Paul's Pizza and Hot Dogs on 31st and Wolf Road in Westchester is the home of the largest and best Italian beef you'll find in the Chicagoland area. With a full menu of charbroiled sandwiches, pasta, Italian favorites, and more, you'll know why people throughout the suburbs and Chicago will drive to Paul's for a true Chicago-style Italian beef. But Paul's Pizza and Hot Dogs on 31st and Wolf Road in Westchester also has a catering menu of Italian favorites like eggplant parmesan, salads, manicotti, chicken Vesuvio, marsala, and more. To make your next party special, call Paul's for catering at 708-531-9080. That's 708-531-9080. So stop on out to Paul's Pizza and Hot Dogs in Westchester on 31st and Wolf Road and taste what a true Chicago tradition is like.
Come to Bass Pro Shops for their real blowout sale going on now on selected brands through January 31st. There are still unbelievable prices in every department to make your outdoor dollar go farther. You can save up to 50% on ice fishing gear and from 25 to 50% off on their end of the season clearance sale in the apparel section. So come to Bass Pro Shops in Portage, Indiana, Gurnee Mills, and Bolingbrook, Illinois. Bass Pro Shops, it's where your next outdoor adventure begins. Indoors at Bass Pro.
Hello, everyone. This is Chauncey, your host of Chauncey's
Mike's
Great
ready.
Outdoors
1 minute.
Radio, and I want to tell you about a fantastic new magazine for fishermen and hunters right here in Illinois. It's called Midwest Outdoors. No, I'm not going crazy. Midwest Outdoors has been here, but this is the new Midwest Outdoors. It's better than ever, and it's jam-packed with new features, great information on fishing and hunting that you can use. Whether you want to know where to go, what to use, how to use it, or just plain enjoy the outdoors, the new Midwest Outdoors is worth a look. Every issue has great articles from your favorite professional outdoorsmen, and this month's marked map will get you on the fish on your favorite lake. Midwest Outdoors is available at leading newsstands, or you can have it delivered to your home for only $14.95 for 12 issues. You can sign up online at MidwestOutdoors.com or call them at 800-606-3474. All major credit cards accepted. That's MidwestOutdoors.com or call 800-606-3474. The new Midwest Outdoors magazine and television show, helping you enjoy the outdoors.
It's Chauncey's Great Outdoors on ESPN 1000 and ESPNChicago.com.
Yes. A little more easy slide music here, everybody. Well, welcome back to Chauncey's Great Outdoors. And for those of you who are watching our program on YouTube, that's right, we're live streamed on YouTube here at Chauncey's Great Outdoors. Every time I look up to my left, there's a whole bank of TVs, so there's news, sports, and all kinds of stuff that's going on constantly in my big screen in front of me. So when I'm kind of looking around the camera, I'm not really going goofy. But I'm on the phone with a good friend of the show and one of the best anglers I know, Mr. Mike Iaconelli. How you doing, Mike?
Good morning. How are you?
Buddy, you're not out east, thank God, right now.
I escaped before it came. I got out of there.
You did a good job. You're in Tulsa, but next week you're coming up to Chicago to give a little seminar at the Chicagoland Fishing, Travel, and Outdoor Expo, aren't you?
Yes, back in Chicago, man. Excited. It's been kind of like a yearly thing now for me. I've been getting up there. It seems like every year, once a year, this time of the year.
Oh,
Everybody's got cabin fever. I'm talking fishing. I'm talking new techniques. Very excited.
Oh, God, yes. And as a matter of fact, every year, somebody calls me and they say, all right, who do you think Chicago people want to hear? Well, your name's the first one out of my lips, buddy. I'm telling you right now.
Wow. I'm on top of the list above Van Dam, Zone, and Mercer. I like that.
Oh, yeah, way above those guys. Because people, they like you. And it's so funny because when I've talked to people about you and I said, the man is a fishing machine. And I said, he gets so wrapped up with it. But I said, when you take him off of his boat, you swear to he's the guy sitting next to you at the bar just talking to you about fishing.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And the great thing about it is I'm a fish head. I've been a fish head since I was a little kid. I think there are millions of people just like that. And everybody, if you're a fish head, you can relate to another fish head. And it's natural for me. If I'm not on the water fishing, I want to be talking about it.
Okay. Now, have you been in a couple of the tournament schedule this year is going to be kind of crazy all over the country for you guys for the Elite Series. I mean, you started already one, I think, down south, but it was postponed even?
Yeah, we had the start of the season, which was an open. It was officially last week, and it was a tournament in Louisiana that was canceled because of high water.
Mm-hmm.
It's been such a weird year. So we've had a wet year. We've had a warm, mild winter up to this point, and it's just made fishing and accessibility crazy. So, we've got an elite trail, takes us all over the country. We're going to see some new lakes this year, and we're definitely going to see different conditions. We're going to see higher water than normal.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see dirtier water in a lot of places, and it's going to be a challenging year.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you're doing a seminar here in Chicago, you said you're going to be talking about some new and different techniques, probably a couple of new baits that you may have found on the market that you like, right?
Yeah, the thing I try to do is I try to take what is hot and what I've learned the year before on the Elite Trail, and I try to let people know about what's trending and what's new. And I'm actually talking about two different things. And the first one is real exciting because it's an extension of a bait that we fished for a very long time, and it's a power shaky head technique. And then it has a big brother, which is called the swinging jig head technique. And it's a jig head with a hook that swings freely in the back. Tommy Biffle has been really killing it on tour the last few years with this technique. And I'm going to talk about that first. And that's exciting because it's really new. The fish haven't seen it, and it's catching a lot of big fish, all over the place. So it's a great technique.
Wow, that's kind of cool. That's cool. I'll be looking forward to seeing that. And once again, we will also have a large booth at the Chicagoland Fishing, Travel, and Outdoor Expo in Schaumburg. And it's just, I think people need to realize, and the people that have seen you or have come up to you in the past, you are so approachable. You want the anglers to come up and say, "Hey, Mike, hi, talk to me." You'll sign autographs. You'll do all kinds of. You were probably one of the more approachable guys in the circuit that I've met.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love it. I love interacting with other people and meeting people. And a lot of times that one-on-one setting is where I can really help somebody and pass on a piece of information. I never turn down a question, whether it's fishing related or otherwise. So definitely encourage everybody to introduce themselves. I love to meet everybody.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not going to ask you a fishing question. I'm just going to want to know what good Italian meal do you want me to have shipped into the convention center for you? That's all.
Man, I don't know. I heard one of your promos as I was on hold, and you made me hungry between the eggplant parm and the Italian beef.
I tell you,
Chauncey, I'm freaking drooling right now. I got spit coming out my mouth.
I'll get you a Paul's eggplant Parmesan sandwich with an Italian beef with mozzarella and giardiniera on the side and a bottle of my homemade Italian wine, okay?
I like it. I'm in.
You're in. Oh, my God. Now, when is your seminar next week?
So I've got 2 seminars. I've got a morning seminar, and then I've got one in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be, here's the thing, though. I'm going to be there all day. So I have those 2 tank demos, which are an hour long, each one. But in between, I'm going to be hanging out. I'm going to be hanging out at some of the sponsor booths. You can find me over at the Cast Crew booth, hanging out with the Cast Crew guys. I'm just going to be walking around, looking at some of the new products myself. So, I'll be there essentially all day.
Cool. And I want, if somebody takes a picture with you and they listen to the show and say, hey, Mike Chauncey told me to say hi, make sure those people send those pictures to our show so we can post them on our Facebook page, our website, and all that other information like that, because that would be so much fun.
I'll do that. I'll remind them. And you don't mind if we make some funny faces, do you?
Oh, God. Excuse me. I'm talking. I don't think you and I have ever taken a straight photo.
I'd agree with that.
And I do want you to know that out of all the outdoor media throughout the United States, I think I am the only television, radio show, etc., that's interviewed everybody in the Iaconelli family except your children.
I can confirm that because you actually sat down with my mom, and that's pretty much like trying to sit down with the president and interviewing him. It's very hard. My mom has people around her. She has security.
Mm-hmm.
She's very shy, and you somehow got an interview with my mother. It's impossible.
She looked at me and said, I got to be nice to this guy. He looks like he's pathetic, Oh, Mike, I am looking so forward to you coming to town next week. And let's sit down, talk a little bit, maybe break a little bread, have some fun, and see what's going on in the great outdoors, okay?
Sounds good. Can't wait to see you up there.
And if anybody wants to keep following you, what's the best way to follow Mike on the World Wide Web or Facebook or whatever?
Oh, man, lots of ways. I think the easiest way is follow me on social media at Mike Iaconelli. You could also follow me on my website, which is MikeIaconelli.com.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, I've jumped into the game a little bit. My new web series, which is Ike Live at IkeLive.com.
Ooh, I'm going to have to check that out, my friend.
Yes, check it out.
All right, Mike. Take care. We'll see you next week.
You got it. Bye.
Mike Iaconelli, everybody. Good friend of the station, longtime friend. Oh, I can't even tell you. I'm probably going back, now I'm thinking about it, 16 years. 16 years that I've known Mike Iaconelli. Just a very, very, very neat guy. The persona you see on TV is not always a persona you see when you're standing next to the guy. Remember that. Hey, you're listening to Chauncey on Chauncey's Great Outdoors. You know us. We know the outdoors.
HookandHuntTV.com is an exciting all-internet show. Sign up for their free weekly newsletter and join host Jim Crowley as he covers everything that goes bang and or splash. Get hooked on the hunt at HookandHuntTV.com. The Chicagoland Outdoors Show at the Rosemont Convention Center is back and better than ever, January 20th through the 24th. It's the great outdoors indoors. Need to book a trip, get some new gear, or talk fishing and hunting? This is the place. Check out the new Tackle Time Pavilion featuring Grant Rods, Guides Choice Pro Shops, plus many more. Visit the Rosemont Boat and RV Pavilion, sponsored by General RV Center, and admission includes the Chicagoland Gun Show, Fire and Ice Expo, and the new Chicago Hot Sauce Expo. Buy your tickets online at chicagosportshow.com to save January 20th through the 24th in Rosemont. Don't miss it.
The Rend Lake Resort is truly a little bit of heaven at Exit 77, just off Interstate 57, and has been totally upgraded and remodeled. From new furniture, linens, flat screen TVs, to the most comfortable beds that will make you feel like you're sleeping on a cloud and more. The Rend Lake Resort is the only resort on Rend Lake, and you're only minutes away from being on the water, right there from your room. But you can also go hiking, biking, golf, and more. And it's also the gateway to the Southern Illinois wine trails. So make your plans to come to Rend Lake Resort, the only resort on Rend Lake. Call them at 618-629-2211 or go to rendlakeresort.com. Illinois, mile after magnificent mile.
Make Yellowbird Fishing Products your one stop at the Chicagoland Fishing, Travel, and Outdoor Expo in Schaumburg, Illinois, January 28th through the 31st for all your open water fishing needs at special prices. From walleye, pike, muskie, perch, trout, and salmon, Yellowbird Products have been catching fish for 87 years.
Are you going to do another
Anglers
waterworks
putting on a
before the
Yellowbird
end?
Product before their first cast. Stop by their booth, number 200 at the Schaumburg Show for the great lures at great prices and tell them Chauncey sent you.
Paul's Pizza and Hot Dogs on
Well,
31st
it's
and
logged
Wolf
3
Road in
times, so
Westchester
you
is the home
can you
of
at
the
least
largest and
just
best
say
Italian
it so I
beef
can
you'll
write it down
find
that
in the
point.
Chicagoland area. With a full menu of charbroiled sandwiches, pasta, Italian favorites, and more, you'll know why people throughout the suburbs and Chicago will drive to Paul's for a true Chicago-style Italian beef. But Paul's Pizza and Hot Dogs on 31st and Wolf Road in Westchester also has a catering menu of Italian favorites like eggplant parmesan, salads, manicotti, chicken Vesuvio, marsala, and more. To make your next party special, call Paul's for catering at 708-531-9080. That's 708-531-9080. So stop on out to Paul's Pizza and Hot Dogs in Westchester on 31st and Wolf Road and taste what a true Chicago tradition is like.
It's Chauncey's Great Outdoors on ESPN 1000 and ESPNChicago.com.
Remember that Waterworks Marine Group is Chicagoland's #1 marine dealer, and they've once again got that prestigious Mercury Marine Customer Satisfaction Index Award, only 80 of 4,000 dealers across the country. Give them a call at 708-798-9700 for more information. I know we got 2 calls on hold, Bob and Paul. Give us a call next week. You could win tickets to the outdoor show. I apologize, we're not going to be able to get to you on that. Don't forget, at the outdoor show today, the director of the Department of Natural Resources, Mr. Rosenthal, will be at the ICF Illinois Conservation Foundation booth. Check in with him, talk to him about the great outdoors. He'll enjoy seeing you. And I want to thank our sponsors, Bass Pro Shops, Paul's Pizza in Westchester, Waterworks Marine, Midwest Outdoors Magazine, Chicago Outdoor Sports Show Rosemont, the Chicagoland Fishing, Travel, and Outdoor Expo in Schaumburg, Tinley Park Outdoor Show, Yellowbird, Vermilion Dam Lodge, and our friends at Shimano, who've made us the official high school location for all the information on fishing teams and their tournaments throughout the year. Thank you, guys. It was pretty good. A lot of stuff going on in today's show, a lot of information. And I'm hearing the flute, so that's telling me it's time to go. And, well, I like to leave you with a word of wisdom from Apensui Majawat. And this kind of goes along with my friend who we lost this week. When an old man dies, it's like a library of knowledge burning down. Listen to the stories of your elders. When an old man dies, it's like a library of knowledge burning down. Please listen to the stories of your elders. How very, very true. We'll miss you, Doc. Once again, we don't own the woods, the rain, the storm, the fish we catch. We really borrow it all from our children's children's children. Take somebody new who's never been in the great outdoors with you, out fishing, hunting, or just a hike around the neighborhood, and talk about the outdoors. We'll see you next week right here on Chauncey's Great Outdoors. Take care, everybody.
Hey, sports fans, I'm Tom Waddle.
Whoa, Tom Waddle.
That's right, Johnny, and I drive a Hawk. Start the year right. Visit my friends at Hawk Chrysler Dodge Jeep on Roosevelt Road in Forest Park. Take advantage of huge New Year discounts and get the most for your trade-in. Drive home in a brand new Jeep Grand Cherokee for under $27,000. That's a brand new Grand Cherokee for under $27,000. And with Hawk CDJ's price match guarantee, you know you're getting the best deal in town. Hawk Chrysler Dodge Jeep, online at Hawk.